What's up, everyone? On today's video, we're going over the top 7 things you need to know before moving to Red Bank, New Jersey. We're going to cover a couple different topics like the school system, location, and a few others. But before we get started, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you want to be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button, but let's get this video started. Point number 1 is going to be the location. So as you can see from the photo popping up, Red Bank is going to be located in the more northeastern part of Monmouth County, and it borders a couple different towns like Shrewsbury, Tinton Falls, Middletown, just to name a few. Red Bank is going to be made up of roughly 2 square miles, which ranks it pretty much right in the middle in terms of size for Monmouth County. Yes, there's going to be quite a few different towns, or quite a few other towns going to be smaller. We have a lot of shore towns, beach towns in the area, so they're not necessarily quite the biggest by any means. The only major roadway that runs through Red Bank is going to be Route 35 that runs north to south. It's going to be a non-toll road, but it's about 5, maybe 10 minutes away from the Garden State Parkway at the very most. That's going to be one of 2 major highways that are in New Jersey. That's going to be a toll road and runs north to south. Point number 2 is going to be the commute to New York City. So when you live in New Jersey, a lot of people will live here for a better quality of life, but then they'll also commute to work to New York City because you usually get a better pay, more jobs available, that kind of stuff. So there's 3 main options to commuting. You can drive yourself, take the train, or take the bus. If you're going to be driving yourself, the best and easiest route is going to be just hopping on the Garden State Parkway and going north. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a toll road, and that's going to run you about hour and a half-ish, kind of somewhere in that ballpark range. You're going to have, and that's accounting for traffic. If there is 0 traffic, no other cars on the road, you can get to New York City from Red Bank in probably an hour, hour 10 tops. But obviously you have to adjust for that, especially when during rush hours, there's going to be a lot more cars on the road, possible accidents, weather, that kind of stuff. So I'd say an hour and a half ballpark. Then you're going to hop on the train as your second option. You can take that right in. It's going to be on the North Jersey coastline, and from Red Bank it goes right into Penn Station. That's also going to run you about an hour and a half, maybe some days an hour 20, hour 25, and then another day maybe an hour 35, but roughly give or take also an hour and a half, so you're basically right on par with that. And then when it comes to taking the bus, believe it or not, kind of a shocker here, it's going to run you also about an hour and a half. You don't want to take NJ Transit though. The NJ Transit bus is going to go from Red Bank, make one big loop around into Freehold, and then go back up north. What you're going to want to do is go into the Academy Charter line, and that's going to take you straight from Red Bank all the way up into Port Authority. So again, hour 20, it says on the schedule, probably closer to an hour and a half as well. But ballpark wise, that's your number. That's what it's going to take you to get into New York City from Red Bank. Point number 3 is going to be demographics. When it comes to living in Red Bank, the population is going to be roughly 13,000 residents, give or take, and that ranks 16th in Monmouth County out of 53 municipalities. It also ranks 4th in density, which means we're going to have a lot more people living in a smaller area. Like I mentioned before, it's only 2 square miles, so it's pretty impressive to just have that many people in there. Because of this, you're going to see a decent amount of vertical living, meaning more condos and co-ops. So it's not uncommon in Red Bank, or it might be more common in Red Bank than some other parts of Monmouth County. Red Bank is probably also one of the few cities or towns in Monmouth County that's going to be very walkable. You can get around very easily, not needing your vehicle, but I would still recommend having one because if you're going to go anywhere elsewhere in Monmouth County, or you have to go to the airport, or just somewhere out west in general, you're more than likely going to need your own personal vehicle. You could go around the Jersey Shore towns with that one, just using the train going north to south, but that's pretty much about it in terms of public transportation. The median household income is going to be $87,000, and the median home sales price is going to be $552,000. Point number 4 is going to be the school system and education. Now, there's 2 different districts, and we'll kind of break it down for you real fast. The first one is going to be the Red Bank Borough Public School District. That's going to be for K through 8. According to niche.com, it's rated a C-, houses about 1,300 students, and has a 13-to-1 student-teacher ratio. When you move on to high school, though, it changes up a little bit. You'll be attending Red Bank Regional, and that's going to have 3 different towns coming into it. So being a regional high school, they'll have Red Bank, obviously, but then it takes in kids from Shrewsbury and Little Silver as well. According to niche.com, it's going to be rated an A, houses about 1,250 students, and it's an 11-to-1 student-teacher ratio. And if you're looking for more of a private school option, you're in luck. There's quite a few in the area. If you want to check out the elementary and middle schools, Voyagers is a good one. They're actually going to be located in Lincroft on the Brookdale Community College campus, and they're rated, according to niche.com, the 5th best private school in the county. And if you want to check out more for the high school, you have Red Bank Catholic, which is obviously going to be in Red Bank, and then you have CBA, which is Christian Brothers Academies. That's also going to be in Lincroft, just like Voyagers is. They're actually very close to each other. With Red Bank Catholic, that's going to be the 2nd ranked private school in the county, and then also for CBA is going to be ranked 3rd. Red Bank Catholic is going to be co-ed, whereas CBA will be an all-boys school. Point number 5 is going to be the housing options in Red Bank. I like to break it down into 3 major categories. So you're going to have adult communities, condos and townhomes, and single-family homes. When it comes to adult communities, I'm unaware of any that are going to be single-family homes, so you're really realistically just going to be dealing with condos. When it comes to the adult communities for prices, you're going to look anywhere between about 1 and 2 bedrooms, and price point wise about $175,000 on the lower end, all the way up to about $450 on the higher end. Moving on to the condos and townhomes, this is going to be a pretty wide variety. On the low end of things, if you want a 1-bedroom, 1-level condo, you're probably looking anywhere in like that 250 to 300 range, maybe depending on how updated it is. But you can go all the way up to almost $1 million in Red Bank if you're looking for something like that. You have the Navesink River, and anytime a property is going to be a waterfront or a water view, and if one of them is going to have both, you're definitely going to be getting upcharged for that as well. The highest price one sold for $995,000 last year. Again, this is also going to be in the more higher end, whereas you're going to have 2 or 3 bedrooms. It's going to be much more spacious, but you're obviously also going to have the view as well. Last but not least, for the single family homes, that's also going to range pretty heavily here. If you find something on the smaller side, maybe 2 or 3 bedrooms and also need some work, you could probably be dealing in about the $300,000 to $400,000 range. Once you move on to 4 bedrooms though, pretty much if anything's going to be fixed up, your minimum you're going to be looking at is, I would say, it would be $600,000, $650,000, and still that's probably going to be a little bit more inland. They go as high as over 1.1 million or 1.5 million. The highest price sale over the last 12 months was just under 1.6, but there's also one listed right on the Navesink River right now for about 4.5 million. So let's just kind of give you an idea of what it ranges from. But majority of the time, I would say your average maybe 4-bedroom house, you're probably looking at 850-ish, somewhere in that range. Point number 6 is going to be different community events that are thrown in Red Bank. Sometimes you're going to have these massive street fairs where they'll block off a couple different streets, and you'll have maybe 200, 250 different vendors and businesses come to the area to kind of showcase their talents, right? So you'll have some maybe food trucks that are going to be in the area. They'll get a tent stand. You'll have someone that does maybe handcrafts, maybe a pottery, sculpture, something along those lines. You'll have maybe a real estate company come there, a financial planner, some schools, whatever the case is. Basically, they'll sit down, they'll rent out an area, have a tent overhead, and they'll have tchotchkes or some handouts basically on what they are, who they are, all that kind of stuff. It's a nice time out for the family if you're looking to kill a few hours in the area, just see some local businesses. It's a really nice time. Point number 7 is going to be the shopping and dining options in Red Bank. So pretty much you're going to be in paradise, in my opinion, when it comes to both of these. When it comes to the shopping, you're going to have everything from your mom and pops to nationally admired brands, from vintage wares to antiques, jewelry, just some clothing shops. Everything beyond the sun pretty much is all going to be in that downtown area, as you can see from the photo. So you really can't go wrong anywhere that you're going in Red Bank. The train is also very close, so if you want to go just for the day and you're in a different town, you can hop on the train, head right into Red Bank, and then be maybe, I don't know, 2 blocks away at the very most. On the restaurant side of things, you really can't go wrong, guys, if you're heading over to Red Bank. You're going to find everything from a good steakhouse to a burger, pizza, barbecue, Japanese, seafood, literally everything. I would highly recommend though checking out during the summertime, because during then you're gonna have a lot of outdoor areas to be eating. They'll have some live music out there. It's a really cool place down on Broad Street. Highly recommend checking that out. If you want me just to point out a specific restaurant, check out Char Steakhouse. It's gonna be a little pricey without a doubt, but it's also gonna be one of the best steaks you'll ever have, and they have some other options available too. But that's one of my personal favorites, so I'll throw that one out there. But any restaurant in Red Bank, you're gonna have a pretty good experience. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully gain a little bit more value and insight on what it's like to live in Red Bank. If you're looking to buy or sell in the area, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down below in the comments and the description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out 2 videos popping up here, and hopefully they'll help you out a little bit too. Have a great day.